The US economy has shrunk by 33% the last quarter. Are we all doomed? Now, I should absolutely start by saying I am in no way, shape or form an economist. No way, shape or form an economist. All I am, and I suspect that most of the folks in the Aussie online entrepreneurs kind of fall into this category of people too. All I am is somebody that looks beyond the hysteria-driven headlines and the attention-getting headlines and looks to seek to understand what's actually going on versus what the mainstream media tells us is going on. Okay, so that's all that I am, and I know with certainty there's heaps of other folks in the Aussie online entrepreneurs who feel exactly that way too. There's a general mistrust of the mainstream media, and we'd much rather figure this shit out for ourselves and kind of dive behind the headline that's just designed to get a click and create hysteria and actually look at what the hell's going on. Okay, so that's all I do. That's all I have done in this particular situation. This is my understanding of this particular situation as it stands right now. Now, I'm going to make zero commentary on what the hell this means. So I don't know what I'm about to tell you means. I don't know. I do not have a crystal ball. I do not know what will happen in the future. I don't know any of that shit. And the reality is nobody else does. So anybody's telling you, here's what's going to happen in the future, just know that really means I'm guessing. I've got no frigging idea. That's all that really means. You've got to look at this for yourself and then draw your own conclusions. But hopefully, at the very least, I'll give you some greater understanding about what's really going on versus the media-centric interpretation that's, of course, politically motivated in many, many instances. Anyway, enough about that. I won't talk about that sort of shit either. But here's what's really going on. Here's what's really going on. Okay, so the economy shrinks by 32.9%. However, what we don't really understand, what most folks don't understand, is that part of that. So it looks really, really full on. So we look at that and we go, holy shit, the US economy, the GDP, the gross domestic product of the US economy has shrunk by 33%. We're all doomed. We're all doomed. However, what you don't get to hear is that little part there, which is called annual rate. Now, what that means is that the US economy has not shrunk by 33% in that particular quarter. What it means is, in actuality, let's just bring up another little chart for you. The US economy has shrunk by 9% in that particular quarter. And then what they have done is they've taken that 9%, extrapolated it out across a full year into the future. So we said, if this happens for the next 3 quarters as well, so that's a full year, then it will mean a 33% decrease in GDP. Okay, so that's what that means. So the US economy has not dropped by 33%. It's actually dropped by 9%. Now, I'm not saying that 9% is not bad. Clearly, that's frigging bad, but it ain't 33%, all right? And so anybody kind of comparing that shit to the Great Depression and that sort of craziness, it's not a good comparison, because right now, it's only 9%, all right? So that's the first thing to realize, and just to kind of take away some of the hysteria from that for you. Here's that kind of information about it's actually 9% from there for you. This is from Forrester Research, and one of the shitty things I go look at all the time. And then what you may not be aware of, I certainly wasn't until a little while ago, is that what GDP actually means, what that actually means. Because GDP, gross domestic product, is a function of a few different things within an economy. Okay, so the first one is household spending. That's the first thing that a GDP is made up of. The next one is government spending, so what the government spends. The next one is the number of investments made into businesses and things like that of an economy. And then the final one is net exports, which is just the shit that a country imports into their country versus the stuff that they export out of the country. And that net of that, the net export, goes to make up part and parcel of GDP as well. So 4 different things. So, and if clearly 9% is the total of all of those different things. But if you look at each of those things individually, you can see that household spending is down 39%, which is a lot. However, we'll come into that in just a second. Government spending actually increased by 11%, which of course was down to what? All right, let's get you into some kind of, let's get this working out. Why has government spending in the USA increased in the last quarter? What's been going on? Government spending has increased. Holy shit, by 11%. What the hell's been going on? Anybody know? Stimulus, that's right. So, the Federal Reserve pumped trillions of dollars into the US economy. Therefore, that has impacted the government spending to the tune of 11% increase in that, okay? And then there's investments that are being made into, typically into businesses, and exports minus imports, which is net exports, which is currently at 12%. So let's just quickly dive into that a little bit deeper, okay? Because household spending actually makes up a significant portion of GDP, and it's household spending that is important to you and I as people that sell on Amazon, okay? So household spending is actually down by 39%. However, household spending is made up of 2 things, spending on products and spending on services, okay? So there's 2 things that make up household spending. Spending on products is only down 9%. Spending on services, haircuts, restaurants, going to bars and nightclubs and shit like that, travel, is down 49%. As you would imagine it would be. That makes sense for it to go down because people are in lockdown. They can't even leave their friggin' home. So in real terms, what's important for you and us has not really dropped that much. It is not the end of the world that it has done that. Not in terms of specifically relating to that anyway, okay? So there's that too. And my belief is this. The number of people who are still earning money in the States is actually pretty good still. I mean, they've definitely had some unemployment. However, the people that have become unemployed are very, very low income people. And it's of people who are, for the most part, working in part-time roles as well. Full-time employment is actually not affected that much within this COVID crisis. Certainly not in the USA. I don't know about anywhere else. I haven't researched it, okay? So there's that. So what that implies is this. People are still making money, but they've got nowhere to spend that money. So when people are making money but they're not spending it, they tend to do one of 2 things. Thing number 1, they save it. They save it, okay? And so if they are saving it, and I don't know if they're saving it or not, if they are saving it, then when they are allowed back outside, they will immediately start spending it again, and there will be a bounce in the economy. That's what could happen, okay? I don't know if it will. That could happen. If they ain't saving it, they're paying down their debt in their household. Credit card debt, car loans, mortgage repayment, that sort of shit, okay? And there's a whole raft of different things why actually paying down debt in an economy is not necessarily a good thing, but I don't want to get into that. So they're doing one or 2 things. I suspect it's the former, not the latter, but I don't know for sure, okay? I don't know for sure. So, and of course there's a whole political discussion that we could have, and I'm sure we will have on Facebook, around if the economy does do what I think it will do, which is just bounce back once people can go back out, then how will that reflect on Trump? How will that reflect on Biden? If the bounce happens before the election, it reflects well for Trump. If it doesn't, it reflects badly for Trump. If the bounce happens after the election, Biden may get in. If it does get in, if he does get in, he looks like a rock star through no fault of his own, just because people start spending again. Anyway, so there's that too, all right? Now, I want to give you one last little thing to think about, and it's this. Online retail as a whole has grown by 50% this past quarter. 50% this past quarter, okay? Which is astronomical. So all those people, so whilst household spending on products has dropped by 9%, online retail, so people spending on online, has grown by 50%. In fact, in June alone, it grew 76%. Think about that. Think about that. It is entirely plausible that once COVID ends, people will be able to go back out again and they'll start shopping. And some of those people may well start shopping in shops again because they like the entertainment value and the leisure activity of going around shops, shopping. Entirely plausible. Lots of those people will go back to shopping in stores, okay? Completely understandable. However, I will imagine, and I would suggest to you, that a huge percentage of those people will continue that behavior of shopping online, and that will just fast track what's been happening anyway, which is a move towards online shopping. And that's why heaps and heaps of people in the Aussie online entrepreneurs are experiencing growth and sales in their business that they would have never ever thought possible, would never ever have thought possible. So that's my take on it. And again, I'm just interested in what's the reality, what's really going on behind this kind of crazy headline of the US GDP drops by 33%. What's really behind that? What does that really mean for you and I as Amazon entrepreneurs here in Australia? What does that mean for us if we're thinking of selling in Australia, or indeed are selling in Australia? Hey, Neil here. Just before you go away, that was a question that I got asked on my regular Monday night Q&A session, which I have with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in joining us as an Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, then you can click on the link below to find out a lot more about that. And also, as a special thank you for watching this video, I've got a great book that I want to give you for free. It's a current bestseller on Amazon, and it teaches you everything that you would need to know about starting a business here in Australia on Amazon. So you can see that just up there. So if you'd like to get a copy of that for free, then again, just click on the link below and you'll get a copy of that. You'll get taken to a page where you can get a copy of that for absolutely free. Hope you enjoyed that little snippet from one of my Aussie Online Entrepreneur Q&A sessions, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also like this video. And if you've got a question that you would like answering, then post it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it, whether on one of these videos for you or directly in the comments directly below. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the next of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs Amazon FBA Australia videos. See you soon.